Okay, you're at the Watchman Way, June 25th, 2020. Um, I'm going to start today with the haters. It's no surprise, I don't think, to any of the Watchmen that as the cognitive dissonance sets in, look it up for the new people. Well, basically, it's when you have a strongly held belief that's contradicted by reality or the facts, and you can't you can't rationalize it. It doesn't compute. It's like a computer freezing up when people can't accept what's going on around them. So I've got people saying I'm trying to destroy the Catholic religion. Well, I'm not. God is. But I got no problem with that. The Catholic religion needs to come down. It's evil. It's run by satanic pedophiles. It's coming down. The Catholic Church is going to collapse this year. The Pope's going to resign, and it's going to be revealed that 50% of Catholic priests are pedophiles. So again, I'm not trying to take down the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church is going to come down from the inside when the Pope resigns this year. God showed me that. It's happening. Just wait. I got people saying I want to be the Pope, that I'm starting a cult. Uh, I've made it, I think, pretty clear from the beginning. I am not a religious leader. I'm a watchman. I'm a messenger. God's called me twice, in 2014 to be a watchman, and this year in January to lead the revival of his church called The Way. Not my church. This is God's church. This is the church that Jesus taught 2,000 years ago. I basically gave up everything that was dear to me in 2014 to do God's work. In 2014, I was 59 years old. I was at the Senior National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas competing for a world title, which would be my fourth. So I was 59. I'd rodeoed for 39 years. Would end up winning my fourth world title in 2014. And I'd planned to rodeo at least one more year. I wanted to make 40 years. At that time, I'd averaged about 120,000 a year, working 20 hours a week in a construction job that I had, doing construction sales. We had a pretty good life. Had a beautiful house in the Bay Area, overlooking the bay, views of the bay, San Francisco Bay. Wife I'd been with for, 25 years at the time. I was in the papers. We were invited to all the parties. It was a pretty good life. And then God called me in 2014. And, I knew my life was going to change at that point. I had no idea to the degree. So here we are now in 2020. I've asked my wife for a divorce. She couldn't understand why I was doing this. Couldn't understand why I would give up everything. I mean, I quit rodeo. I retired at the end of the National Finals Rodeo. that year, 2014, haven't been back. I basically lost my job, left my job to do this work. Um, Gave my wife half the house. Basically lost every friend that I had. Um, a strained relationship with my kids. Had a hemorrhagic stroke March 12th last year. It almost killed me. And the biggest strain with the kids comes because I wouldn't quit. Um, you know, the hemorrhagic stroke is the least common and most deadly stroke. It was caused from the high blood pressure that was caused from, knowing what I know about what's going on in the world, the satanic pedophilia, what's been happening to those kids, and it just ate me up inside. So my health. I've never taken a penny for any of this work, and I never will. So to the haters, I'm going to challenge you. Tell me what I've had to gain in doing this work. And I want to say, it has been the hardest thing I've ever done, but also the most rewarding thing I've ever done. And I would do it again in a heartbeat. To me, it's been an honor to do this work. We're changing the world. The Watchmen are changing the world. We're going to end hunger. We're going to end homelessness. The Way is going to be the biggest religion in the world within 20 years. There's 1.2 billion Catholics looking for a new home when the Catholic Church collapses. So I want to know from the haters, what's my motivation? If I'm starting a cult, why? I'm not making any money. Doctors say I've ruined my health. I don't agree with that. I think God has protected me. I think God will continue to protect me. But there's no ulterior motive here. I want to know if somebody sees it, because from where I'm sitting, the only, well, I get a lot of benefits from this, but most of them, most people wouldn't recognize. I keep saying, when you get this feeling, when you change someone's life, when you change their family's future by getting them on the right track and getting them red-pilled and prepared, there's no better feeling. And just wait until this stuff hits. Wait until the economy collapses. Wait until the pedophiles are exposed and eradicated. The swamp is drained. It's going to be vindication for the Watchmen and what we've been doing. And big things are coming, guys. Big things are coming for the Watchmen. Big things are coming for the world. This is what we're headed into right now will go down as the biggest event in world history. Nothing will compare to this takedown and eradication of the swamp, of these monsters that have in America, 800,000 kids a year, been stealing 800,000 kids a year. This is all going to come out. Not conspiracy theory. I mean, for anybody that wants to look, it's out there now. We are coming to the day very soon, I think in the next few weeks, by mid-July, that everyone in the world is going to know the truth. That the arrests are going to be announced, I believe, by President Trump or Barr within the next few weeks. And then get ready, because the cognitive dissonance will be epidemic. That isn't necessarily a bad thing. It has to happen. it's much better to go through this cognitive dissonance than to have everybody know about it and not have the problem fixed, not have these monsters eradicated. That would be, talk about cognitive dissonance. Imagine, like we all had to go through. Oh, by the way, the richest, most powerful people in the world are torturing and murdering our children, and it's still going on, and there's no end in sight. How about that option? As opposed to, well, yeah, this has been going on, but we've ended it. It's over now. And here are the videos. You can watch the executions. You can look at the evidence. I believe they're going to have a website where you're going to be able to go and see every one of these executions, where you're going to be able to go and see the evidence in the trials where these people were convicted. Gitmo, military tribunals is, I think, the way most of them are going. I think they're ongoing right now. I think this has already started. I think they're just going to announce it probably before the 4th of July is what I believe. I don't think it'll be very much after that, and maybe it's at the same time that an economic reset's going to be declared. The economy's going down one way or the other, guys. Whether it's through a reset or whether it's through Deutsche Bank collapsing or any of the other 50 things in the world that could cause this, it's going to happen. And it's not very far down the road. I think it has to happen in July sometime. I don't think the president wants it to get close to the election. I don't think it makes any difference. I think that President Trump wins 2020 with 90% of the vote. I don't care what happens. From here on out, I don't care. He wins 20% with 90% of the vote in 2020. This is all going to be out by then. When people see Hillary Clinton and Uma Abedin on video sexually assaulting and torturing to death an 8-year-old girl who's strapped to an operating table, torturing her to death, Hillary Clinton and Uma Abedin. Let that sink in for a second. It's on video. It's called Frazzle Drip. You can look it up on the dark web right now. I don't recommend it. It'll make you sick to your stomach. I just posted a video on it. It's not the video of her murdering this child, but it's a video that kind of describes how it came about, where they got this, which basically came from Wiener's laptop, which is Uma Abedin's, I guess, ex-husband now. Anyway, all of this is coming out. The pedophilia, the economy, all of the suppressed technology and medical advances. We've got virtually every cure for every disease known to man. We've got 0-point energy, a little box that's going to power your house for 25 years. 0-point energy means every problem known to man is basically fixed. You know, water problems solved with 0-point energy. You know, we've got desalination. There's plants around the world. Israel is probably the leader. With 0-point energy, you can have a desalination plant every 20 miles on the coast. Every desert can be a paradise. Anti-gravity technology, flying cars within 5 years. It's amazing the things they've held back from us. You know, there's no money in a cure for cancer. Big money in the treatments. They didn't care if they were torturing us to death. It was about money. It was about power. It was about the globalist, the Illuminati, the cabal, the deep state, the swamp, they're all the same people. They're all basically satanic pedophiles. Bush, Obama, the Clintons, all torture and murder children. It's been going on for thousands of years. They have controlled us through religion. They've controlled us through the Bible. They've controlled us through the internet. They've controlled us through social media. And as God does, all of those things have been turned back against the evil in the world. This will go down as mankind's greatest accomplishment. Bar none. There's no way we should be defeating these people. These people held 90% of the wealth of the world. And we are, well, they're done. I mean, it's over. The only question is, when is President Trump going to announce it? Because none of them are getting away. Every traitor, every one of them that's tortured or murdered a child, I believe is going to be executed. Some of them may spend the rest of their lives in Gitmo. Nobody's going to get out. Nobody's going to escape this. You know, people have been asking, well, if this has been going on and we knew about it, I knew about it 5 years ago, longer, really. Why weren't they arresting people? You have to remember, we're not talking about, 100 people. We're talking about 500,000 worldwide they're arresting. 500,000. There were more globalists in our government when President Trump took office in January of 2017. There were more globalists than there were patriots in our government. Think about that for a second. They had access to nuclear weapons. They had control of nuclear weapons. They had control of bioweapons. If President Trump would have started these arrests the week after he took office, 100 million people would have died because they were going to fight back. That's why it took almost 4 years, because they had to neutralize all of those threats. They couldn't, if there's a nuke out there, just think about a nuke going off in New York City or LA downtown or San Francisco. Think about bioweapons, getting some in the water supply. I mean, President Trump had to stick to the plan. And it's been brilliant. It's been brilliantly executed. They're going to talk about this for thousands of years, how this happened, how we were able to overcome such overwhelming odds. We should be celebrating for a year when these announcements are made. I think that's what the 4th of July is all about. I think it's a big party. I think it's that we've finally taken back not just America, but the world from these monsters. And they knew that it was going to be a hard-fought battle. They knew that these guys were going to fight to the end. But we also know that we had God on our side. We have been in a battle, the ultimate battle, in Armageddon, between good and evil the last 5 years. Since President Trump announced, it's been a war. If you don't see that now, you're blind as a bat. Um, it should strike most Americans as odd that President Trump, who was one of the most popular Americans in the world until he announced he was running for president. And then he was the worst villain ever known to man. Why did that happen? It happened because they've been watching him on interviews for 30 years saying the same things he's saying still today about the problems with our country. And they knew that he knew about the pedophilia, the satanic pedophilia, and they knew he was going to be coming for them. And it's been a fight to the end ever since. Guess what? God wins. We win. Good is defeating evil. It's frustrating, convincing people every day that there is nothing to fear here. This is over. I have felt better than I've felt in years. I have to almost pinch myself every day because I almost feel like I must be dreaming. Because every day there's something new that shows me just how close we are to this announcement, to this being reality. Like I said, I think it's going on right now, but it's not real to the world until it's announced by President Trump or Barr that Obama or Clinton has been arrested or executed. Until that happens, it's not real. Even though it's already happened, probably. We can't celebrate that first finish line until that announcement comes, which is why, we have to keep pushing. We can't let up. Every day, we're red pilling and preparing more people. Every person matters. Because it's not just that person, it's their whole family. We're changing their lives when we get them prepared for this. And the more people that are prepared, the more we're going to have to pay it forward. The more people with silver and Litecoin, the more people we're going to be able to help down the road. It's what God wants. It's what the way is all about. I'm not going to go into it tonight, but look it up. The way is the church that Jesus taught 2,000 years ago. It's the most perfect form of religion I've ever seen. You tell the truth every time. You do the right thing every time. You live your life in the service of others. You treat others with respect. No violence unless it's in self-defense. No pope, no priest. The church is in all of us. It's how we live our lives every day. It's not about spending an hour a week in a building and calling it good with God. That's not what God thinks church is. That's not what God meant church to be. God meant church to be what Jesus taught 2,000 years ago. The elites never adopted it because they couldn't control it. There was no hierarchy. There was no pope. There was no, collecting donations from around the world to go to the Vatican. Donations go from our hands directly into the hands of the needy. There's no middleman taking a cut. No way to corrupt this thing. The money you don't collect the money. Our job, my job, leading the Watchman, is going to be helping coordinate the funds from the Watchman, from the profits, from our physical silver, these gifts from God, connecting that money with the missions around the country and then the world who have projects they need funding for. Go straight from our donors to, pay for materials, um, buy a piece of property. The manpower is going to come from the people in that mission who, maybe don't have the financial assets, but are carpenters or electricians or plumbers, um, roofers. Everybody's going to bring something to the table. We're going to work on rebuilding our own communities the way God would expect us to, working together, pulling together. Um, Initially, as Americans, and then we're going to find that, and I've been lucky enough to travel around the world a little bit, and it's funny. When you, and one thing I always like to do is get out into the country and meet the people in these different countries. And people are for the most part good. If we're left to our own devices, we're not interfered with or manipulated like these monsters have been manipulating us for thousands of years, we get along just fine. Um, just think about the world we're going to have when we eliminate 90% of these monsters from the face of the earth. At the same time that the way is becoming the biggest religion in the world. So what people are living their lives in the service of others, evil's eradicated. The people who've been responsible for every war for the last 300 or 400 years, every terrorist attack, every school shooting, every false flag, those people are gone, and we've got people in a religion exploding across the world where we live our lives in the service of others, where we do the right thing, where we tell the truth, where we treat each other with respect. Do you see why Facebook doesn't want our message out there? Do you see why these globalists don't want our message out there? Because our message is a message of unity. Our message is a message of doing the right thing, doing what's best for America first, and then what's best for the world. We're all in this together. The thing that scares these monsters the most is us finally uniting. And when that happens, there's nothing left for them. Their survival has been based on dividing and conquering us. All of these things that they have influenced, including the Bible, including the internet, including social media, they've used to track us, control us, and divide us. What do you think all these, the sexual orientation? I mean, it used to be gay or straight, man or woman. My God, how many different sexual groups do they have now? 20, 30? You think that's about doing what's right for these people? It's not. It's about the more groups there are, the more wedges they can get in between us. We've got to be smarter than the people who are trying to destroy us. And make no mistake, the globalist agenda is in black and white. Just go to the UN website and look up Agenda 21. It's the treaty that Bush 41, a guy who is probably going to go down in the same category in history as Hitler. He worked mostly behind the scenes, but make no mistake, he's as big a monster as has ever walked the earth. You know, he had a lot longer reign than Hitler because this jackass started before the Second World War working with the CIA. Um, Horrific. I, I wouldn't even want to guess how many kids he's murdered, and the whole family. They're all going down. All the Bushes are going to be executed. All of them. Again, every traitor, everyone who's tortured and murdered a child, I think is going to be executed. And it's what needs to happen. These people can't ever be allowed freedom. Ever. You know, I don't know. It's hard to describe the world that's coming because it's so foreign from the world we have had that we know. We're going to experience the greatest transfer of wealth in human history over the next few months. We're on the verge of man's greatest accomplishment of defeating this evil. We're headed into 1,000 years of peace and prosperity in man's greatest age. Yet, people, most of the people around the world today are living in fear. That's exactly what they want. They thrive on that. It's got to stop. We have control of this. We have to recognize the cognitive dissonance when we see it, and every one of us, maybe many of us have experienced it, and all the watchmen see it every single day. We do our work, and it's ramping up, and it's going to be, there's no getting around it. Cognitive dissonance will be at epidemic levels when they start making these announcements. There's no way to get around it. It needs to happen, but we need to be prepared for it because we can make this easier for these people by being there, again, ready to explain to them that, yeah, this was horrific, but it's over now. So there's nothing to fear. There's nothing more to worry about. The most important thing we can do is start the rebuilding process, the recovery process. That's what we need to focus on next. And part of that's going to be building the foundation of the way. And God showed me it's going to be the biggest religion in the world by 2040 in 20 years. It's going to happen naturally. Like I said, big things are coming. I think when all the things that we've been talking about the last almost 6 years, when these things happen this year, things are going to change for the Watchmen. We got to be ready for it. And we got to be ready to help all these people going through this cognitive dissonance as this information comes out. With this knowledge, I think we're going to see the greatest spiritual awakening in mankind's history. It's going to drive people back to God. They're going to recognize how close we came to evil taking control of our world. I've started to talk about Agenda 21. Before I forget, go to the UN website, look up Agenda 21, go to the end. The goal of the globalist was a world population of 500 million by the year 2100. The world population today is over 7.5 billion. The question is, how are they going to lose 7 billion people in less than 80 years? And now with Agenda 30, they even moved it up. But just look at Agenda 21. How's that going to happen when the life expectancy is going up every year? Well, if Bill Gates and Fauci had their way, it would be through vaccination. And that's the other thing. They started, think about this. They've been saying now there's going to be a year till they have a vaccine. They're testing it now in Africa. Those poor bastards. I don't know how they're allowing it, but going to make a prediction. Bill Gates will be executed by the end of the year, and I think so will Fauci, because they're both traitors. They're both guilty of crimes against humanity. We'll see how it plays out. Let's see. Florida and Texas pause reopening plans after U.S. sees record jump in virus cases. Listen, guys. There isn't a record jump in virus cases. Listen, when have we ever closed down the worldwide economy for the flu? I don't care what they want to call this thing. They can call it whatever they want. It's the flu. When you look at the mortality rate, got to look at the facts. The mortality rate is less than the common flu. We don't shut the economy down for the common flu. We've never shut the economy down. This is all about the globalist. And look who's calling the shots here. Gates and Fauci, basically. President Trump laid out the platter for them. Well, he laid out the trap for them to step into. They had no choice. He knew what they were going to do. And look what they've exposed. The socialist agenda is playing out for the American people to see. And guess what? They don't like what they're seeing. There's a lot of Democrats, thousands a day, leaving the Democratic Party because of what they're seeing. Remember, most Democrats aren't radicals. They're moderates. They don't like seeing their towns burned down. They don't like seeing their neighbors pulled out of their cars and beaten, a lot of them to death. Not playing very well with the moderate Democrats. Kind of backfiring on them. And President Trump knew it would. Like I said, the plan has been brilliant. The execution has been flawless. Amazing stuff we're seeing, guys. Where are we at here on time? Oh, God. Okay. So everybody knows, well, at least the Watchmen have been around for a while. I let God take me wherever he takes me on these things. Normally they're about an hour long, but they've been running because there's so much going on, they've been running longer. So I'm going to try and shorten this up, but I'm barely halfway through. Really bizarre things are happening all over the globe. Swarms of locusts in Argentina destroying crops at the same. So these locusts, they eat as much as 2,500 people a day in Argentina, headed to Brazil. That doesn't, just that placement, I think Brazil and a lot of the South American countries are teetering globalist towards the globalist. So it's kind of coincidence that it's going on down there. A massive plume of dust from the Sahara Desert in North Africa coming across the ocean thousands of feet over the Atlantic, headed to the southeastern U.S. One expert says this is the most significant event in the past 50 years. It's supposed to hit Texas by Friday, by tomorrow. I've never even heard of anything like this. I knew they have big dust storms in Africa, in the Sahara. Never heard about it coming across the ocean, thousands of feet over the ocean. West Coast starting to shake once again. Southern Cal just hit with a 5.8 earthquake on Wednesday. 2,267 earthquakes this past week in California, Nevada. A lot of crazy earth stuff going on, guys. We've talked a little bit about that. Earth changes coming, maybe Nibiru. I'm not going there yet, but I'll keep you posted. Total U.S. virus cases likely 10 times higher than the official tally. That's what the CDC says. Anybody buying it? Really? The CDC? The CDC is done. President Trump will eliminate the CDC before, well, probably this year, along with the IRS, along with the CIA, along with the Federal Reserve, along with Child Protective Services, hopefully the FBI, Department of Education. I think he's going to cut 50% of government employees before he leaves office. And we need it. Maybe more than that. Yeah, the CDC, really? Listen, well, you'll see when I get down a little bit further. The CDC is a joke. The depression dominoes are falling. The pandemic scam lockdown will be blamed for the depression, but the lockdown only toppled the dominoes that were already lined up. So before they locked us down, there was world record debt. Every country was tapped out. We could barely make the interest payments. All countries could barely make their interest payments on their debt. And then we shut down the worldwide economy for 4 months. How do you think that's going to end? It's ended. The economy's done. The worldwide economy's done. Get your money out of your IRAs, your bank accounts, your stocks, your bonds, annuities, money market accounts, anything you can pull cash out of, get it out now, or you're going to lose it. It's your choice. When this thing blows up, all paper assets are going to zero. You need assets outside the system. That's why God showed me physical silver and Litecoin. Because not only are they going to be insulated, protected from what's coming, from this economic disaster, but they're going to skyrocket when it happens. Oh, the other thing is, this God's hands are all over this. This couldn't work out any better for President Trump. You know, what these idiots didn't realize, they could have collapsed the economy. That would have been the best shot that they had at taking President Trump down. It wouldn't have worked, but it would have been their best shot. Well, they've screwed the whole thing up now. Because now the blame's going to go on Fauci and Gates for this phony lockdown, that people are going to realize this thing was just the flu. They were lied to. And it lets President Trump off the hook. If they wouldn't have had the virus and just the economy was going to collapse. The globalists could have collapsed the economy if President Trump let them in August or September. And when I say let them, I mean let the economy get to August or September. President Trump knows they can take the economy down virtually anytime they want. That's why he's going to declare a reset. It's going to happen anyway. A reset where all debt's wiped out is coming. It's a mathematical certainty. There's no way around it. This debt cannot be paid off. President Trump knows it. That's why they're printing $1 trillion a month. It took us 240 years to get to 10 trillion in debt, and now we're printing $1 trillion. We're going in debt $1 trillion a month, and President Trump's good with it. You know why? Because he knows it's never going to be paid back. You know why the stimulus programs are going to be generous? Why he's not afraid to hand that money out? Because it's helping the people on the streets get prepared for this. There are a lot of people that know what's coming, watchmen, who are buying physical silver and Litecoin with their stimulus checks. I just bought another 500 today. Going to buy another 500 at least. I'm just kind of waiting on the price here to see what happens over the next couple of days. Don't wait, guys. Take advantage of these gifts from God, because these are gifts from God. Get your Litecoin and silver now. The websites will be listed in the comments section. Call Kevin Owens if you have any questions. 702-325-9258. He can answer questions about Litecoin, about silver, where you can buy it, the ledger, your storage device. It's like a thumb drive for your Litecoin. Kevin can get you hooked up. Give him a call. Media-induced fear of the virus is starting to cause a second wave of economic panic. This is what it's all about, guys. Don't fall for it. Quit wearing your mask. Get out. Get out. Go out and eat. Get out of the house. Don't let these fools cause you to live in fear. There's nothing to be fearful about. We got to get out of the house. We got to get this thing ramped up again. I'm talking about the economy. And we're not going to do it by cowering in our houses, hiding behind our mask, which there's here's the other thing. There a couple of states have made masks now mandatory. They're trying to make you sick. The Surgeon General's come out twice and said, don't wear a mask. You're breathing your own carbon dioxide. Your waste. It makes you sick. It gives you pleurisy. Wearing a mask gives you pleurisy. Don't wear them. Yeah, Florida and Texas paused reopening plans after USC's record jump in virus cases. These governors got to man up. This is all crap. Look at the mortality rate. It's less dangerous than the flu. The red state governors need to bite the bullet. Listen, this is unconstitutional. They can't force you to wear a mask. There's nowhere in our Constitution that allows for this. Don't put up with it. Yeah, 1/3 of New York City hotels could go bankrupt due to the virus and the riots. Starwood owner warns. The blue state job depression. New Department of Labor employment data shows blue states losing jobs at record rate as red states are starting to gain them. You think there's a reason? People like me are leaving California and Illinois and New York, New Jersey. Yeah, and again, they're killing their base. Democrats are leaving in droves because they're seeing all this. I mean, they just chased away half their base. It's like they're committing political suicide. Nothing they can do is going to change what's happening here, guys. They're finished. Jesus. In Illinois, gun permit applications soar 500% as frightened liberals embrace the Second Amendment. Can you write a better script? Yeah, you want to know why we need 30-round magazines? Just look. Look at the news. And the patriots are shooting back. The end is near. Do you think Antifa likes getting their ass kicked in the street? BLM likes getting their asses kicked in the street? Likes patriots shooting at them now? Listen, it's only going to get worse for them. Patriots are fed up. And patriots, we need to stand up. If you hear they're coming to your town, call your friends. Grab your ARs and head downtown. Don't allow this crap. If they're coming to your town, be there to meet them. They're already tired. And plus, I think POTUS has cut off their money supply. I think Soros has been eliminated, or at least contained. The money's drying up. And so is their enthusiasm. They were really tough when they were dragging old ladies out of cars and beating them in the streets. The patriots are standing up now. They're getting their ass kicked and they don't like it. It's not going to last much longer, guys. Okay. I'm going to move along or I'll be here all night. Eileen, how you doing? Yeah, I think they're still clearing deep underground bases in California. I think that's what some of those earthquakes are. Serene, I think you're right. Christmas in July. I think JFK Jr. might be coming on the 4th, guys. Think about that. Think about JFK Jr. coming back on the 4th of July and telling his story. Amazing. Jeff, it's not going to happen. They've already, they're done. All their ammo's expended. The deep state's got nothing left. The globalists got nothing left. Cecil, what's up? Yeah, CDC and Child Protective Services. Monsters. I'm not going to go there. Tessie, what's up? Johnny, what's up? Yeah, the UN's going. World Health Organization's going. Yes, I know, Jerry. Locusts are biblical. Deborah, how you doing? Stephanie, hello. Child Protective Services are nothing but procurers of children for pedophiles. They will be exposed for the monsters they are. Matt, how you doing? Litecoin's gonna be $1,000 by the end of the year. Silver's gonna be $1,000 by the end of the year. Listen, the big move comes when the reset comes. So be ready. And it's good. So would you rather buy it now when it's 42 or 3, or would you rather buy it when it's 100 or 400 or 1,000? Get it today. President Trump, I believe, someday will be on the Watchman. Probably going to be a Watchman. Carbon 60, guys. Get it. Tina's singing the praises. Best supplement I've ever tried. I've been on it for over 5 years. I feel like I'm as good a shape as when I was 30. And that's after like 18 broken bones and 15 surgeries. Marin, hello. Yeah, by 2024, some analysts believe it'll be worth $3 million apiece. I think that number's conservative. I think it's gonna be worth more. Myra, how you doing? And I think eventually Litecoin will pass Bitcoin in price, and the same guy says Bitcoin's going to be worth 12 million by 2024. Buy Litecoin. It's going to be multiples better than Bitcoin as far as return on investment. The same with silver over gold. God showed me physical silver and Litecoin for a reason. Yeah, well, just wait, guys. It's coming. I'm not sure, Jill. Jill's asking how I'm going to handle all the questions when this all is revealed. 1 million people will contact me. Yeah, we'll deal with it. That's going to be a nice problem to have. Hopefully, there'll be a lot fewer attacks also. Dennis, what's up? How's it going with the broadcast and your neighbors? Aaron's saying this has been his slowest week at work since he bought his business. I'm not surprised, buddy. Well, I heard Biden came out for 3 debates, or at least he agreed to them, and then I heard the first one got canceled. So, listen. Biden does not want to debate President Trump. Number one. Number two, I think he's going to be executed before the election, so I don't think it makes any difference. Paris, how you doing? Yeah, giving kids, well, they knew they were giving them to pedophiles. I mean, I think there's no way. It's not an accident. And taking them away from their families. I mean, there's horror stories you can't believe coming from Child Protective Services, and they're not even a government agency. That's a private agency. Just like the CDC, just like the Fed. How did these private companies become so powerful? All part of the globalist agenda. It's all connected, guys. Anytime you see evil, you can connect it to the globalist agenda. Guaranteed. There's a direct connection. Yeah, a lot of these tests are giving false positives, guys, and it's not an accident. Arnold saying Catherine Austin Fitts, who is everybody should be following Catherine Austin Fitts. I think she was an assistant Treasury Secretary under Reagan, I believe. Really sharp lady, really knows her stuff about the economy. good to follow. And she's saying that the feds were the ones who started the virus cover up to hide the trillions of dollars that are missing. Well, it's globalist. I mean, they're all the same people, like I said. Yeah, North Carolina as of Friday, mandatory masks. Don't wear them, guys. Don't wear your mask. Uh, Catherine Austin Fitts is one of the people. Her and Dr. Mark Skidmore out of Michigan, I believe. I think he's the head of the economics department in Michigan. They found another 23 or 4 trillion dollars that's missing from the Department of Defense, and the HUD budget. So everybody thinks our deficit is 24 trillion now. No, it's not. It's closer to 50 trillion. That's not counting the unfunded liabilities of Social Security and Medicare, which bring our total, probably it's closer to 250 trillion is our real deficit. Never going to be paid back, guys. Reset is coming. Rita doesn't believe that Flynn is off. Jesus. The appeals court just ordered the judge to drop the case. I don't know what else he needs to see, Rita. Just let it go, Rita. Don't say anything. Every day something new is going to happen. Pretty soon he's not going to be able to deny it. Randy's taking a gun safety class in July. Good job, Randy. Everybody get out and shoot. Get some practice in. Chad's taking his oath. Good job, Chad. All watchmen are required to defend our Constitution. That's part of the deal. Stephanie's got her AR in her trunk. Good job, Stephanie. Yeah, you're better off, guys, just going to dealers. Don't mess around. You're not going to find any deals right now at pawn shops. Just go buy it. You'll probably pay less for it through a dealer, and you'll know what you're getting. Yeah, I heard. I'm really worried Biden's 12 points ahead of President Trump. What a joke. The same people that said Hillary was going to win by double digits. Yeah, I'm not worried. What a... I think Ray Lynn's talking about gun purchases here. Line up out the door at Cabela's. I think it's gun purchases, right, Ray Lynn? Good night, Jason. Good night, Cecil. Oh, Hillary's going. Obama's going. Listen, name somebody. They're going to be executed. Anybody you can name in the news right now. Pelosi, Schumer, Schiff, Lynch, Holder, Rice, Comey, Mueller, McCabe, Stroke, Page. There's going to be hundreds executed. God is through with these monsters. Their day is done. This evil is being eradicated. Yeah, Listen, guys, Marin is talking about she's trying to invite members, and it won't. Facebook won't let her. The same thing's happening with me. You know, when you go to the Watchman page and you hit the invite button, your whole list of friends is supposed to come up, and you can invite anybody you want. I haven't been able to invite anybody on the Watchman page for about a week now. So do what you can, Marin. Facebook is not our friend right now, especially the Watchmen. Like I said, they don't like our message. See you, Diane. Have fun. This is not the end times. Guaranteed 100%. This is not the end times. We're not going to have an end times. It's not what you think it is. Keep an open mind. Use your critical thinking skills. We are headed into 1,000 years of peace and prosperity in man's greatest age. Heaven on earth is what we're headed into. Nothing better than buffalo meat, guys. Probably the best meat for you, too. Very lean. I love it. I'm going to raise buffalo. Just one of the projects we got going. Yeah, if anybody else can invite these people that Marin's trying to invite, please do it. Look in the comments section here. Diane has 100 Litecoin and 200 silver rounds. Good job, Diane. Way to go. Keep it up. Good job, Dennis. Blare it. Turn it up. Linda bought a farm in Idaho. Be closing soon. Good, Linda. Yeah, get out of Washington. Tommy, what's up? Aaron's got 14. Listen, guys, the goal, 25 Litecoin, 100 ounces of silver, but you get as much as you can. The more you get, the more you're going to be able to help. The more you're going to be able to pay forward. 3 Pentagon officials stepped down this week. They're weeding out the rats. I know, Rita. I know he doesn't. What I'm saying is, don't even talk about it. Let him. He's going to figure it out. He's not going to have any choice. Here's the deal, guys. I was talking to a member today, texting back and forth. Listen, no one is going to avoid their red pill. Very soon you will be force-fed your red pill if you haven't had it yet. Because when this comes out, remember, this is what's going to happen. The mainstream media is going to be shut down. We're going to have a new media here probably within the next 30 days. When these satanic pedophiles are exposed, it will be on the new news 24/7 worldwide. You won't be able to hide from it. You won't be able to deny it. It will be a fact. And there's going to be no arguments. So let these people, let them run their mouths. Let them say what they want to say for now. Because in a very short time, in the next few weeks, they're going to look really foolish. Because it's coming out. Everything that's hidden will be known. Guaranteed. Stephanie got a really good deal on her AR. Keep buying your guns, guys. Guns and ammo. I like that Marlin. I'm going to get one in 4570 or 450 mag. Yeah, obviously we're voting Trump. See you, Stephanie. Yeah, take him to court, guys. If you get a ticket for wearing a mask, take him to court. Go to court with it. Yeah, well, they're trying to destroy America with the virus. It's not going to work. They're just playing into President Trump's hand. You know, go ahead, guys. You destroy the economy. Can you imagine? What a stroke of genius and luck that these morons played right into President Trump's hands. Yeah, go ahead. Destroy the economy. It's on you now. They can't put this on President Trump. He didn't shut the economy down. Fauci and Gates did. The globalists, the liberals, the Democrats. And look who's paying. Democrats, blue states, losing jobs, record numbers. Red states, jobs are coming back. Where do you want to live? A blue state or a red state? Look what's happened with the Second Amendment. 500% increase in Illinois for gun permits. Those liberals are gun lovers now. Thank you, Deep State. Thank you, Dr. Fauci. Thank you, Bill Gates. Yeah, Facebook. Zuckerberg's going down. Bezos is going down. Dorsey's going down. Smith's going down. Their assets will be seized. Look at the executive order from 12/21/17. It says any individual or corporation involved in human trafficking or corruption will have their assets seized. That's Facebook. That's Amazon. Twitter. Google. All going to have their assets seized. Microsoft, think about that. Bill Gates will be executed by the end of the year, and I think so will all the rest of them. They're all traitors. They were conspiring to take down our government. That's treason. Okay, Johnny, you got to prove it to me. Nothing beats buffalo for me, but I'll try caribou. Never had it. I've had elk. Elk's okay, but not as good as buffalo for me. Yeah, guys, listen, they're not helping us as far as the views go. They're making it hard for people to find us. You got to go to the Watchman page and then just scroll down and you'll find it eventually. But some people, it's taking them 5 minutes for it to show up. You know, they're delaying it on purpose. You can always watch the replays though. Johnny, what's up? Yeah. Turn off the TV, guys. Don't be watching the TV. Nobody should be watching TV right now. I mean, not the news, especially. Yeah, listen, guys, just because somebody was in the military or involved at the Pentagon doesn't mean they're a bad guy. You know, there are a lot of good people in our military and in our government. The problem is there's too many bad ones also. Larry, what's up? Kevin, how you doing? Diana, hello. Yeah, the colleges have been uh, propaganda centers, brainwashing centers. Got my youngest daughter. Jerry, did you have to split it with Gary? Jerry, you're 850 at the casino. What does that have to do with the Watchman? I'm just curious. Only if you're buying. Now you got to go buy Litecoin with that 850, Jerry. Don't forget to give Gary half. Trump is on with Hannity right now. We're almost done, guys. I think. Cousin Bill, how you doing? Yeah. The news, if you're going to use it as comic relief, that's all it's good for. Okay, guys, that's all the questions. Things are heating up. I could have gone 2 hours tonight. I had enough that I could have gone 2 hours tonight. And it's like it's ramping up. Every night it seems like there's more stuff coming out. So be ready. We're close. Any day. Remember, President Trump, I believe, wants to get the economy into July. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. The economy is so weak worldwide, anything could bring it down. We have to be prepared for that. I mean, it could happen tomorrow. It could happen on Monday. Be ready. Get your physical silver, get your Litecoin, extra food, water, medical supplies, ammo. If you have those things, you will thrive through this. Don't make your family struggle. Don't make it harder on them. You know, if you're not ready, more panic and chaos. Don't go that way. Get prepared. Make your last minute phone calls. Keep pushing. Let's push till the end. Every person matters. Every day matters. I'm going to end it there with our prayer. For God and country, amen. I'll see you tomorrow night at 5 Pacific. God bless.